so I don't waste your time with too many speeches as I introduce the show. My first big story, you probably listened to it yesterday. It has to do with the governor of Rivers State making the statement, I would not, yes, you heard me right, I would not rule or govern Rivers State on my knees. I would not do that. If anybody's expecting me to do that, then the person is mistaken, because I will not govern Rivers State on my knees.
The name Ikwere is a name that...
Oh, sorry.
The name Ikwere is a name...
I think there's a problem with the sound bites. What's happening? Let's try it here now.
It is essential to...
Okay, I think there's a problem with the sound bite, but yesterday the Rivers State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, did say he will resign if governing the state on his knees is the definition of loyalty. Governor Fubara said this when the Ogbako, a Che ethnic nationality, paid him a solidarity visit at the government house in Port Harcourt. I'm going to try my best to see if I can get that sound up and playing, because I do not know what's the problem. I really want you to listen to the governor. For those of you who are yet to listen to him say what I'm reporting right now. Hopefully the sound plays this time.
We appreciate what God has used people to also do in our lives. But we are not going to rule this state on our knees. We will rule standing. If it is only being on our knees to rule is the way that we will be seen as being loyal, I will walk, pack my feet in that I have here, and go and relax in my house comfortably, because it will be a disaster, not just to me, but to everyone and even my own generation. So I will continue to stand tall.
All right, so I will resign if it gets too tough and they want me to kneel and beg and say, no. He said he isn't going to do that. I always tell you, these politicians usually, they would, but he said it himself, that, that he was trying to help them, but somehow they refused to be helped, and so they are gone. However, is waiting for the declaration of their seats as vacant. I guess he was referring to the courts there. So what do you make of all of these things? Because if he says the worst of it is over, I'm wondering why he's saying he would rather resign than go on his knees. Is he saying that there is no reconciliatory path between him and his boss? Remember, he calls him his boss. Is that what he's referring to? Or is he saying that they are still trying to fight and maybe they may win? Or I don't get it. Is it also... There's so many insinuations that we can make as a result of that speech, but I'm going to leave all of that for you, to try and see if you probably have the answer. But that is what he said. He has said he would rather resign than continue as governor, who is going to kneel as a sign of loyalty. All right. That being said, my next big story has got to do with something we can relate to Rivers State still. Supreme Court has given a verdict. I said we will talk about it at the 5 o'clock hour. But yeah, we can still touch a little bit of it as we look at the big stories, because it is one of our big stories for today. And the Supreme Court has come out and said, hey, state governors, you cannot remove local government chairman at will. You do not have any right to deliberate on how money should be shared at the local government level, or you don't have a right at holding the finances of local governments on behalf of local governments. It is unconstitutional, and as a result, it says that the federal government should stop paying local government monies to state governments. And you would recall that 21 states of the Federation are currently running a caretaker system at the local government level. Abia State, Anambra State, Rivers State, I think Benue State, right? if few states. I wonder if the 21 includes Bielsa, because Bielsa recently, did elections at the local government level. Benue is looking at that. They have set a date. I also think Anambra recently did new appointments. It calls it the transition caretaker, is something like that, transition committee, something like that, TCC. So yeah, these different states have caretaker systems, and the federal government has said, hey, that is illegal. But I'm wondering, how will this verdict change the situation? Because, of course, we may have known without the declaration of the Supreme Court that the local government is supposed to be democratically elected. And more concerning is River State. The local government has been one of the bone of contentions in the state, and the political drama playing out. The police is still barricading. I mean, NLC is out there trying to, demand the evacuation of the police from the local government secretariat, all 23. I do have a commercial coming up, to stay tuned.
You are tuned in to
Nigeria Info indeed. Once again, remember we're live on Facebook. Drop your comments there. I'm taking reactions on X as well, and I'm looking at YouTube comments. I'm going to read them. We're also on WhatsApp. You can begin to comment via WhatsApp 0809-030-6416. Nigeria Info on Facebook is Nigeria Info PH, or on YouTube Nigeria Info PH. So let's get your thoughts. XN Nigeria Info PH. Okay, so I was just talking about the Supreme Court verdict. I was going to say more concerning is how it will affect the political drama in River State, because the police have been there for a while, a month and now, and there has been the whether caretaker is legal or not. Remember, some lawyers have said that there is the window that allows the governor to go ahead with the caretaker system, given that nobody has gone to challenge the actions of the River State governor at any court, right? So now that it is the way it is, I'm wondering how it will affect the politicking in River State. I really wish this will end soon. I'm talking about all of the political crisis, so we can begin, to have more. Anyways, let's just hope for the crisis to end and peace becomes our reality, political peace, that is. But talking about this issue, the CJN has come out to say that lawyers who are given contradictory judgments, lawyers who are given judgments after courts of coordinate jurisdiction, that's what they call it, right, have given a judgment on the matter, will be penalized. Yes, you heard me right. Because a lot of us have been saying, oh, why is this High Court giving when this High Court is giving? Now, Rivers State, in my opinion, is one of those states. There is Kano State that has a similar issue. You know, they all talk about Emir and all of that. There's another state I'm trying to remember. It just skipped me right now. But yeah, these states we've seen where, you know, one party takes a case to a High Court. Instead of the other party to appeal at a superior court, what we have seen is that they go to another High Court. And you can have same matters being treated by. Now, sometimes I don't blame those justices or these judges. What happens is the people who are the political actors, you know, they they don't really go there with all truth and honesty. Okay. So the CJN has come out to say we will penalize them. We will ensure that people or judges who are playing. Or using, how do I put it now? Painting the judiciary in the bad light would have to pay for it. He said this while swearing in 22, or is it inaugurating 22 justices of the Court of Appeal, and also 12 federal High Court judges. Yeah. I think I remember. He said that the National Judicial Council has activated the process of making those judges who gave misleading and conflicting judgments face the consequence of their despicable conduct. So I'm also looking, hopefully, how this will help the political situation in Rivers State, because now lawyers, judges, everybody will be playing by the book. Now, I'm not saying they haven't played by the book, but I'm saying now they will be more cautious, conscious, and they will give judgments that Nigerians, you and I, can understand. But just as extra, or like we say in our local parlance, Jara, just like Jara, I do think, I'm not thinking. The president is meeting with Labour currently as it relates to minimum wage. I'm wondering what your thoughts are on that one. Do you think anything, good will come out of that meeting? Because we've had several meetings. As it relates to minimum wage. Labour is insisting 250,000 naira. FG is proposing 63,000 naira. What are your thoughts? I've got to go to the phone lines now to get your views on the issues under review. The phone numbers are the same for those of you who are regular callers, but I would appreciate new callers as well. I would love to hear some new callers share their ideas on some of these issues that we have been dealing with for a long time now. So the number is 0817 923 0002. There is another number, 0817 923 0003. And there is the third number, 0817 923 0007. I would love to hear from you. And I also would encourage female callers. So let's get to understand what the female callers are also saying. But just in case you don't have time to call, you can send me a WhatsApp message, 0809 030 6416. Or better still, you can go on Facebook, drop your comments, Nigeria Info PH, on YouTube, Nigeria Info PH, and X. I totally forgot about X just now. X Nigerian for PH as well. Ebenezer Romeo Adoni says local government would later become Ottoman Dan Fodio. I don't know what you mean by that, Ebenezer. Dozier Azubike, that's how a real man should talk. I guess you're referring to the governor. And Tami Otto says, afternoon Kalada, Supreme Court should be backed on Constitution and these constitutional laws. These laws were bills passed by National Assembly. The National Assembly should pass the bill, not yet a law. That's the Constitution. Though it will be good that the third tier does has. If I may ask, how many years would it take LG chairman in office? I don't know if they discussed or they touched on that one. Let's see. Let's go on WhatsApp. This one says, good day, Mr. K. Batubo. The remarks made by Governor Fubara is a step in the right direction, because helping somebody to occupy an elected position does not mean I should worship the person and tell you whenever I wish to travel to my community. I want to therefore the opportunity to contribute my quota for development. For the governor's comment, peace is something that cannot be forced. If the other party doesn't want peace, then you give them the opposite. So that's why the governor made the comment, because his peace moves have been taken for granted. For the Supreme Court verdict, it is a win for the LGs, only on paper, but in reality, nothing will change because this is Nigeria. The courts can only give judgment, but they can't enforce it. Do you know how many court judgment that has been violated in this country? Simply goodness from Malachi is asking. All right. This one says on the CJN statement, after penalizing the erring judges, what happens to their verdict? Chisom from Omwagwa asking me. This one says, Chief K, reconciliation is impossible if your opponent is not ready for reconciliation. Reconciliation cannot be achieved if your opponent wants to have everything and make you look like a wicked vessel or fool. On the Supreme Court ruling on the local government autonomy, I think it's a welcome development. However, I'm yet to understand whether the court contravenes Section 162 of the Constitution as amended, especially as it has to do with financial autonomy. Please, we need unbiased lawyers, or, you mentioned a few, to interpret the section and the court rulings. Hector with that one. All right, thank you. Tami Otto is asking on Facebook if I want a begging governor. I've got a gift from Yanegwa, and I've got Goody, I believe, from Rumi Cruci. I start with Goody. Goody, welcome. What is on your mind? I would like to hear from you, Goody. Can you, sorry, it's just 3 minutes. Go ahead. Can I hear your thoughts, please?
All right. I think they are confusing us this day. From now on, that the caretaker is supposed to be out of the place because the law said they should not be there. And they say local government autonomy. Do you know that the governor will find his way? Because any person, the governor makes sure that the person is there. Any person that governor puts there must be loyal to the governor. And it's going to be 50-50 or 80-20 because governor must take the lion's share, or else he will not allow you to be there. Governor must find his way.
Right.
The only thing is this. They say that they should have autonomy. But if you check it in a constitution, the constitution says that the money must go with the governor before the money will be paid. And
sorry about that, Goody. I've got gift from Yanegwa. Gift, welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you.
Canada, you can see I'm very happy this afternoon because it was a challenge. Let's see what Supreme Court will do, OT law and all the rest. But OT law has happened to those persons who were thinking OT law will happen to us.
Gift, you know the rules. Just go straight to your thoughts, please.
I'm in line with you now. No cause for alarm. The truth of the matter, no other interpretation. It is very clear, and nobody born of a human being can go against what Supreme Court has given as a judgment. No more caretaker. No more holding of funds. Elected local government chairmen like you as a governor, you're expecting them to go and line up to wait for you. According to what the governor was saying, the other local government chairmen will go to the place, they will not come and welcome me. They are not there to welcome a governor. It is a different type of government. So now, these funds, that is the most important thing. Outside from local government autonomy in terms of funds coming directly to them, no other thing that you are looking for. This is the most important thing.
All right.
Then I can assure you that even the least man, as long as you have supporters, you can go for councillorship or local government chairmanship position. Nobody can allow any governor of any state to toy with that system anymore.
Right.
I thank God for what Supreme Court has done today. Those caretaker chairmen parading themselves that we were telling that you are only parading yourself. What has happened today? It doesn't matter a professor coming to tell people story on air.
Gift. Thank you very much. Moving on. I've got Bright from Rumo Dumaya. Bright, welcome.
Thank you, Canada. It's a good thing for today's judgments from Supreme Court concerning the local government. I think if you ask me as a person, I will advise River State government to send all the names of workers, local government workers, River State local government workers to federal, so that they will be paying them from there until get an authentic chairman and not a caretaker. Then concerning the governor not to go on his knee, if that is the only way for him to govern, that he will resign. I don't think any. Hello.
I'm listening to you quickly, Bright.
I don't think any governor or any governor anywhere have any time kneel down for any person for him to keep being the governor. Then the minimum wage, the meeting with Tinubu today concerning minimum wage, I think good thing will come out from here. I also advise the state government to start paying so that people will also know that it's on duty working.
All right, Thank you very much for your time, Bright. Ida from Inkoro, welcome.
Yeah, Kalada, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
The governor's statement is very right. Do not worship one man who want to forget River State. Kalada, if you rent a house for me, if you are helping me as your brother or as your friend, you cannot come and stay in that house. You rented the house for me. You bought me a shoe. You are not the person that will wear that shoe. So the governor is right for a statement. And this Supreme Court matter, people are jumping. Who is bringing the local government chairman? Is it not the governor? Now, if governor bring as a local government chairman, I say, Ida, do something for me.
Sorry, Ida, what do you mean? Ida, what do you mean the governor is the one who is bringing in the local government chairman? The local government chairman is supposed to be voted in by the people of that local government.
Yes. Under which party now?
Under any party, actually. Any party.
Okay, if the governor is a PDP governor, just as my governor is now, maybe.
Let me ask you a question. Ida, the former president Buhari was in the APC, but a PDP governor won Rivers State. Correct me if I'm wrong. So does it matter whether the governor is from PDP or from Labour Party or any party? Does it matter? What matters is the people who voted him into office. Is that not how it's supposed to be?
Can I ask a question?
I'm listening to you, please.
If you are working with your boss and your boss say, come and escort me to somewhere, won't you go?
It depends if it's official.
Won't you go? No, your boss now in your office.
That's what I'm saying. It depends if it's an official assignment. If it's an official assignment, if it's not, I decide whether I would or not. That's what I'm saying.
Let's leave it here. Thank you very much. God bless you.
All right, thank you very much. Uchenna from Eche, welcome.
Good evening.
Yeah.
So let me make my input concerning the State Court judgment about local government autonomy. Yes, I think local government autonomy is good, but I want to ask a question. Concerning financial autonomy, is the money going to pass through the governors? That's one question. Another one is election conducting of election removed from LISTEC to INEC?
Nice one.
That's number 3.
Nice one.
Then the number 3 is the former local government chairman. Are they going back to the councils in the case of Rivers State?
I don't think. No, Uchenna. No, I don't think. Can you hear me, Uchenna? Can you hear me very well?
I can hear you.
Now, the issue of Rivers State is not necessarily what is at or what was at the Supreme Court, right? The issue of Rivers State, whether the ex-local government chairman can continue, has been trashed at the Court of Appeal, right? That's a different matter. You cannot extend. That's what the court has said. So that's a different issue. Now, what is now the issue, in my opinion, as what is happening in Rivers State, may be the caretaker system of government, but then.
Now, if the caretaker you are talking, is INEC now giving power to conduct this local government election?
We would have to see the complete copy of the judgment. Yeah, so we can know, because if I understand where you're coming from, because if it is the State Electoral Commission that is conducting it, then there might still be issues as it relates to. I get you, Uchenna. I do get you.
Because if
are you there?
They give LISTEC the power to conduct the election. So what is the essence of the judgment?
I get you.
Thank you.
Uchenna, thank you very much. Clinton from Bori. Clinton, welcome.
Yeah, Claudia, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Clinton.
Yeah, what is important here is that caretaker system of government is gone.
Okay.
The vein of the judgment. That's the judgment for you.
Okay.
If you want federal government allocation, properly constitute a local government council. So now, anything caretaker, so the one state operating caretaker system will not get federal allocations from the federal government. It's as simple as that. So probably the state government is the one that is going to be giving them money to run until they conduct elections.
I see. Okay.
Yes, that's the implication of the judgment.
All right. Okay. All right.
Then on the governor saying that he will not govern Rivers State on his knee, I don't think anybody will support that motion that the governor will govern Rivers State on his knees. Nobody can do that. But we know that this is politics we are playing, Canada. And the game politics is a give and take game. So there are agreements that we and me, we are not privy to, that the governor might have signed with some persons, I don't know. How be it, as a Rivers citizen, as someone that is concerned for Rivers State, I want development.
I do too. I do too.
Nothing has been brought to this place. Even the hospitals have been built, there's nothing going on there. It's just like that. So I want development. My schools are in a very poor state, sorry state. So I want development in the good land. So the politics should be reduced and governance should be focused upon. That's what we are calling for as youth of Rivers. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Clinton from Buri. He is calling for development. He's saying, hey, let's shun all of these political war or fighting and get to work development. So, Cecil Kalada, good afternoon. I think His Excellency, Governor Fubara, is becoming too vocal these days, and it is giving me concern. Oh my, why? I mean, we said he wasn't talking enough. Now he's talking and you're complaining. But anyway, you say my advice is let him focus on good governance and leave who is gone or not, because whether he is vocal or not, what will pull him through come 2027 is his laudable achievement on good governance, infrastructural developments, and good stewardship, not all these politics of rancor. Enoch from Adajudge. Well, Enoch, if you had followed that report, because I didn't say it in its entirety, if you had followed that report, he mentioned that he already has a budget for 2025. So he already has everything planned out, how he wants to grow, build, Rivers. That I'm not a spokesperson, I'm just reporting. But this one says, good day, Canada. Which local government are we talking about? The same ones that all workers for up to a year? Which Supreme Court are we talking about? The one that turned justice upside down with their neither here nor there presidential election petition tribunal judgment? The same one that gave Akpabio the go-ahead to contest, flouting party rules. Do we have justice in Nigeria apart from procured ones? What a joke, Newton here is insinuating. This one says, Melody in report, Supreme Court judgment without constitutional amendment of the section that ties LGs to states is a call for more confusion. How will these judgments work without a constitutional amendment? Are the Supreme Court judges' proclamation higher than the Constitution? Please, we need some explanations on the constitutional implications of this judgment. You'll get one shortly. Stay with me on the show today. I will have a lawyer in about 1 hour's time. Yeah, this one says Supreme Court is reloading. We are waiting for more acts. Enough is enough. Enough is enough of incapacitating local government councils. Whatever reason or our opinion on this judgment based on where we belong, caretaker is illegal and is gone forever. Joe with that message. And this one says the move is okay, but because of corruption, the local government will still not play their part to make the country great. Okay, all right, if you say so. This one says the Supreme Court should direct INEC to conduct local government elections directly. If not, what will happen? I don't get that, Maxwell, but thank you. This one says, good day. The autonomy granted LGAs financially is welcomed, but I strongly suspect the immediate past governor of Rivers State, now FCT minister, who wouldn't want his successor enjoy what he enjoyed, is strongly behind it, allegedly, though. For the minimum wage meeting with the president, that would be mere window dressing because the governors are not ready to shift ground. Gotti from Port Harcourt. Gotti, thank you. Let's see this one now, Ibiso. Good afternoon, brother. About the Supreme Court judgment today on local government, my question is, who will fund the election of local government council? The Supreme Court, after giving their judgment all these things should be in place. They are just putting Nigerians into confusion. The second question, 28 states I know of, operating caretaker chairman. So are you telling me that from today they will do election? And please caution. Okay, thank you, Bishop. I've got to move on. And yes, I've just seen on the screen, Delta State has already started the processes to conduct an election. I mentioned Benue. I mentioned there's another state. I think Bayelsa has conducted theirs. I don't know what Anambra is doing, but yeah, there is the transition government at the local government level. I don't get this. Emil Kamande JP says it gave the LGA chairman money and failed to give them power. What do you mean by failed to give them power? I don't get that part. My. Let's go on. Let's go and look at what is on Facebook. And DD Chimeze says, why are people acting as if the Supreme Court order is only for Rivers State? Very good question, Didi. Very good question. Tango Ability Atwebu says the governor will not resign. Rather, he will rule the state as other governors ruled the state for 8 good solid years. All right, that's Tango's opinion. This one says, Kalada good day. I supported him to resign instead of begging or kneeling down for Wike. Is Wike God? He asks. And this is Schoolboy Zuguru in Webe with that one. I'm going to look for more messages on Facebook. It's loading. I think Emioka, I've read your message. Tamioto comes back and edits the message, says, do you want a begging governor in your state? Sim is working and won't beg any fura. Do you understand? I understand what you did there. Let's see. This one says, good it's still afternoon, young or year day. The federal government should mandate all the 21 states with CTCs to hand over what is in their possession to the head of council with immediate effect. Okay, all right, Young, thank you. Geoffrey Barito Gesia says, Sim Fubara is the best governor in Nigeria. Those embattled lawmakers should go and sleep. Lawrence Afube says, everybody in River State is a lawyer. Oga Fubara, are you a lawyer now? Wait for court judgment, he said. Okay, Confidence Onye Bwenyi says, even if the Supreme Court said the court is the caretaker is illegal, there can be a vacuum. So deadlines should be given to states to conduct local government elections, after which funds can be seized. Here in River State, the process for LG elections is on. Stanley Rentals, I see you. Good afternoon to you as well. All right. I think I would have to go back to the phone lines. 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003. All right. Let's get your thoughts and let's get it fast. I'm going to check what is on X and let's see what comments I have there. I think I do have a couple of comments, so I'm just going to look for it now. All right, I'm waiting for the call screener to get your thoughts and pass you to me. My. Now, I don't know if it's the same gift, but it seemingly isn't. It seems like another gift from Yanigwa because they usually have contrary thoughts on the same issue, but. On X, at Gift from Yanigwa says, Supreme Court judgment is a win for Fubara. Governor Fubara has already mapped out date for the LG election, so whether the judgment goes either side is not Fubara's headache. He's busy with governance and delivering dividends of democracy. God bless you, Governor Fubara. All right, that's the comment. I've got Kingsley from Alu. Kingsley, welcome. Quickly, what is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you, Kingsley.
Thank you, my brother Kalada. Please. I said it earlier that what Tinubu did, in fact, I was taking it to be the best judge so far. So some of us will think he's biased, but honestly, Tinubu is not biased. He used village sense to judge that case. Ordinarily, it's supposed to be no Victor, no Bankush. Because he said, all of you should go back and work together. My governor, we submit the budget to House of Assembly. And House of Assembly, please, withdraw that notice of impeachment immediately. Don't impeach their governor. Don't impeach it. Don't impeach him. But that's what he said. And people came and then do exactly. But my governor have refused to submit that budget.
Right.
I think that's what lingered this matter. Otherwise, this thing wouldn't have lingered up to this moment. That we begin to go to a Supreme Court.
But they didn't go to Supreme Court because of Rivers State. Kingsley, they didn't go to Supreme Court because of Rivers State. They went to Supreme Court because many other states, with Rivers State included, are running a caretaker system of government at the local government level. So it has nothing to I wouldn't say it has nothing, but it wasn't generally or basically or fundamentally about Rivers State.
But Kalada, I'm still pleading with my governor. There's still time.
Okay.
There's still time.
All right. It says it would rather resign. It would rather resign than go kneeling, go begging.
No. No, I'm not saying he should resign. He should not resign. There's nothing.
But I'm telling you what he has said. He said he would rather resign.
There's nothing wrong going to the prince and say, I beg, I'm very sorry. Please let this thing stop.
All right then.
It doesn't matter.
All right then. Thank you very much for that one. This one says, brother, Delta State you're talking of, I don't think it is because Supreme Court judgment that made them want to conduct local government election this weekend. I don't think so. We are not discussing about Rivers State alone. It is for the 36 state. What is happening in Rivers State to look like we're discussing about Rivers State issue. Nobody should misunderstand us. Now, Delta State, someone said something and I said, oh no, some states are already conducting local government elections. And I said Delta State. I mentioned Benue State. I mentioned Bayelsa that has already done. I think I mentioned one other state. I was not very sure about Anambra State, right? So I think these are the states that I mentioned. So don't get me wrong, Ibi. So I'm not saying it's because of the Supreme Court judge. I mean, they would have to study the judgment. They would have to look at, the entire session as printed by the court, and then they will make their next decision. It will take a couple of days, I believe. But this is, the Supreme Court is just confused, as it is clear they are complicit, acting under the influence of one man. Calvin Frank with that one. Don Rex says, the governor must not make all such speeches. Politics has come and gone till 2027. Governance should be his watchword henceforth, except he has a baggage the public doesn't understand. I feel the governor has a burden he's yet to disclose. The federal government that went to Supreme Court will now withhold funds to states with CTC in the LGA. Don Rex with that one. Okay, interesting, really interesting. But it's almost time for me to say my goodbye for this particular session, because there is the business update at the top of the hour, and after that I will be entertaining a bishop on the show, and the bishop and I, like I've said earlier, will be talking about the political crisis in Rivers State and what roles religion can play to ensure that, because we want peace. We want the other cleric, the other pastor, is it reverend, I had on my show a couple of weeks ago. Some of you wanted to beat me because he said that the governor should go beg his master, his boss, go plead with his boss. Apparently now the governor is saying, see, I would rather resign. I would rather give up all of this. I pack my loads and I would leave. If you want me to go kneel, if you want me to go, show loyalty in that way. So we'll talk about all of these, and the 5 o'clock hour, a lawyer will be joining us as we look at this. We'll look at where in the Constitution is amended the JAC, joint allocation account for state and local governments in Rivers. I mean, not just Rivers State, generally there is JAC, right? We'll look at that. We'll look at, was it Uchenna raised the issue of RESEC or INEC. We'll look at that as well. And then the possible amendment. By the way, I do think, and I'm not a prophet, but I do think what will happen, the National Assembly would likely amend the Constitution, because they also have been singing the song saying they want autonomy for local government. We've heard Akpabio talk about it. We've heard the Senate deliberating it. Yesterday we talked about it on our big stories when the House of Representatives asked the federal government to sue state governors who are running caretaker committees. All right, for now, just stay tuned. I'll be right back. I am Kalada Kurubata, but remember you can follow me online, dkalada, THEKALADA. Good afternoon.